What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me get this mic check. Make sure we good.
Mic check
What
one
up?
two 1 2.
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, buddy, we in there. What's good, Carlos? We in there. We in there. You know what it is, man. It's been a while, but y'all love it. Y'all know y'all love it. Y'all, it is back. Burgers and blitzes. You know what it is. We. You know what? It's better. It's not better like this, but we just come in and just you ain't talked to us in a while. And we just come in and to your face after a 6-game win streak, smacking you to your face with burgers and blitzes. What's up with you, dog? How you doing?
Sir, I am rolling. How are you doing? I'm getting married in 5 days. Fucking Cowboys just caught a dub with the backup quarterback. I mean,
I know, right? And congratulations to you for your marriage that's getting ready to come up. We definitely can't wait to have for that to happen. Make sure you have all those good pictures and all that good stuff. So congratulations on your upcoming marriage. Um, yeah, man. I don't. Right now, Mike. Because you know what? I'm lost for words. Because remember when we were talking back in the day, we were doom and gloom. It seemed like every show we were getting done, we were like, "All right, we're sorry. We didn't mean to be like this. We didn't mean to be doom and gloom. We didn't mean to be just mad at the world. We didn't mean to be like that." But daggone it, that's the way we was feeling. Like this gonna be the same old Cowboys, the same old year. They're gonna do the same old thing. And guess what?
they
They
didn't.
haven't. They haven't did the same damn thing. They have changed it up. And I don't think this is just an anomaly, if that's the word for it, Mike, because we seen the prep last year. They admitted to the mistakes they made. You seen the change in the culture. That's the biggest thing, the change in the culture. And it feels good right now because we
Feels
want
damn good.
because you know what? Well, here's some of the things that we had talked about, Mike. Just for the people didn't know, we were having on the show way back in the day. We were talking about, man, if these boys is really real, they'll cut Jalen Smith. That's what you was on. You was on that tough. You was like, man, if they really real, if they really real, that's how they'll show me they're real. And then I was echoing. I'm like, okay, you know what? If they real, they'll do this. They'll do that. You know what? They've been doing it. What can we say?
I mean, and they try to say, oh, it wasn't a culture move. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It was no, no. The dude wasn't doing his job, and he was a high profile player. And they said, you know what? You're not doing your job. Here you go. Exit stage left, good sir.
And it could have been some more things, but at the end of the day, to me, it still sent a message that had us all stunned. Like
For
that's
sure.
Jerry's guy. They ain't getting rid of Jerry's guy because I didn't see that coming because I was like they're gonna keep him at least till this year and let him do his thing, and then next year he'll be gone. But you know what? They said, you know what? We're cutting our losses. Now, we did have a big injury loss. We got the news of Jabril Cox. He's out for the rest of the year with his torn ACL. That hurts bad because I really
Yeah.
saw him turning up at the end of the year with his versatility and his size and what he could really do. And I thought Dan Quinn was doing it perfect, slowly bringing him along and then incorporating him probably at the end of the year. So that's a big blow right now. But the good thing about this, though, Mike, we still got the depth. I still like Luke Gifford. He's still an option, I think, and
Well,
he's been healthy.
you're missing the point. A lot of people miss the point here. Donovan Wilson just now got healthy, and they play that big nickel, which is three safeties more often than not. So now you have Wilson and Neal and Hooker
Curse.
and Curse all on the field at the same time.
And they really like Curse, especially playing in that linebacker-ish type role. And even when Donovan Wilson has come back, I just seen the snap count on the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Curse still had 66 snaps. Donovan Wilson had 36, and they're both at the strong safety spot the majority of the time. So I think the way Curse size is, it's you can still maneuver him, and like you said, that big nickel, you can play those other safeties in this game and still not feel like you lost anything in on your team.
Mm. And Curse has 5 tackles for loss, which is tied for quite a few defensive tackles or defensive ends that this team would love to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we love to see that. And shout out to everybody in the building: Terry Turner, T Smooth TV, Carlos Holloway, C Burleson, Mo Joe, Aaron Lewis, all you guys, James Gary, keep on coming up in the building, man. We're going to talk this Cowboy talk now. Now, here's my thing. I jumped on this yet a few days ago when I made a tweet. I said I had no confidence in Cooper Rush. I said, but I wanted him to channel his inner Jason Garrett because of the red head. Never started a game. I remember watching that 94 game very vividly when he came in. I said, oh, Lord, we're losing. And then it was 17-6, and I was still like, yep, that's what I figured. And then in that second half, Mike, that dude threw them crazy. I don't know what he was throwing in the air. He just threw them up in the air, and they was getting touchdowns, and I was screaming and yelling and jumping up and down and doing backflips. I will never forget that Thanksgiving Day when he did that. That was crazy. And I kept on correlating redhead, Jason Garrett, redhead, Cooper Rush, Andy Dalton, redhead. I just kept correlating, and I said, guess what? If you look at that game, Mike, Jason Garrett had a 311 yards and 2 touchdowns in that second half. Cooper Rush had 325 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half. Dallas was down 17-6 to Green Bay. They were down 10-3. I know it sounds crazy, but I said he was going to channel his inner Jason Garrett. But bigger than that, Mike, this is another notch in where we thought Dallas usually loses these games, like the Patriots of 2 weeks ago. Dallas usually lose these games, and guess what they did? They are winning these games that they usually lose, and that's why this team is different. Not just the culture, but just the difference because they ain't choking in the big spotlight.
Hey, remember what I said? I don't know, back when we first started this whole shebang. Good teams create their own luck.
Amari Cooper catch. How many times has that ever happened to us? It's always going against us, right, Mike?
Yeah, usually, in the Jason Garrett era, that bobble turns into an interception. I mean, it literally happened against Amari Cooper with Dak Prescott throwing in the ball, and we've literally seen it happen. This team is different, and PGSD is real. It's we're all struggling. That post Garrett stress disorder is really got us. It's got us bad, but we just have to realize this team's different, man. This team's different, and
This,
Ezekiel Elliott he averaged 3.1 yards per carry yesterday. It's not like he was just blowing the doors off of. They went out there and Kellen Moore was out there. Collins is back in some weird ass.
I loved it. I loved it though. No, didn't you love it? Didn't you love it when you seen them both come out on the field? You like I'm just loving Kellen Moore because it's like y'all are finally getting to see Kellen Moore really doing his thing now because me and you have been screaming this from A1 day one with Kellen Moore. Just be patient. He's gonna do this. The red zone offense is over 50% now. You got the third. They're still close to 50% on third downs. You see the mind of what he's doing. You see the intricacies of where he's just. You see where he's just having fun with this now, Mike. You see that this is his offense and he's doing it the way he wants, and it just feels good. And then you see it's
Got that motherfucker on Brule is what he's got it.
man, it's
We sit on Brule.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man, because like you said, they're averaging 32 points a game. They're number one in total yards. They're number one in first downs. They're number two in rushing yards. And they had an off day running the ball. And you won with Cooper Rush. You feel me?
Like what like I'm old enough to remember when people were mad that they promoted Kellen Moore to offensive coordinator. Oh, what's he going to do? He ain't never done shit. He ain't never done nothing in the league. We ain't going to have him out here. Oh, look at you now. Look at you
Hey,
now.
well, you know what? That's a cool thing because we all said something and then it's come back on us. So we all know that, but we all know that. But here's a good thing: the acquisition of the year to me is Dan Quinn. The acquisition of the year is Dan Quinn because I feel like Mark McCarthy was putting a philosophy in there and a culture change, but when they added Dan Quinn, just his attitude, the switch from a Mike Nolan because it's totally different. He's hands on. He's more real. He's real. And those players gravitated. When I listen to these players on their tweets and everything, Noah Brown, I seen this tweet. Man, I freaking love this team. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hearing these guys, and I don't feel like they're just saying it to say it. You can really see that they genuinely love playing with each other and playing for each other. And when you have guys that are doing that, that's when you get the balls that bounce your way. That's when you get the +5 in turnovers. That's when you're stopping teams on third down 31% of the times, and you're second in the league, and you're stopping the freaking Minnesota Vikings holding the 1 for 13 on third downs. You feel me, dog? That's what you do when you playing together. When Micah Parsons is getting 11 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, monstering people in coverage because guess what? He was fine. He was losing his way, but boy, he was getting them boys. Man, that dog is just a whole different. Lord forgive me, but he's a different demon, and he just sets the tone. And when Demarcus Lawrence come back, bro, you seen what Randy Gregory's doing. You seen him. He got 5 sacks, dog, and he's just now coming on. He's just now coming on, Mike. He's just now coming on.
Hey, remember we were talking about Randy Gregory finally having his first full off season, and everybody was
Right.
like,
Remember we was talking about that?
what y'all talking about? Randy Gregory's just a guy. Randy Gregory's just a scrub. Randy Gregory. Oh, what y'all talking
Yeah,
about?
we
Randy
just talking
Gregory.
about potential. You always just talking about potential. No,
Potential.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
it was
yeah.
his time.
I got
When
I
you
got a
have a full
pineapple
off season.
downstairs. I got a pineapple downstairs you can hop on.
Hey, well, like I said, when you get a full off season, you don't have to worry about those other things that are going on. You have a clear mind. It's going down. And then, as I said before, I don't know if Gallimore is going to be the star. Everybody's talking about Gallimore. I think he'll be a good piece, but I don't think he's going to be a superstar. Now, another guy that's coming back that I've been telling you, you was like, blah, 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 blah. Tristan Hill, dog. I'm trying to tell you, you can roll your eyes all you want to, but I'm telling you right now, dog, Tristan Hill come in here, and I'm telling you, he's dealing with Dan Quinn now. Dan Quinn knows how to touch the brains. He knows how to touch them and get them right. And I'm telling you, he's gonna hit a spark on that dude, and he's gonna be a good player for us on the stretch run. You listen what I'm talking about. You listen what I'm talking about. Listen what I'm telling you. Okay, you can laugh all you want to. You can laugh all you want to. Laugh
I'm
all you want
sorry.
to.
I'm sorry. I'm
Laugh all
sorry.
you want to.
I'm sorry, man. I know that Dan Quinn's a damn good coach, and you know the owner of the team and the co-owner of the team don't even know his name. They call him Christian Hill.
Okay,
I
that's
just
fine. I don't
I
care about that though. I don't care about that. That doesn't matter. Sometimes anything can happen. Motivations can change. You can get with a squad, and guess what? You could see the team wasn't good, and then you saying, "Man, this team is good. I want to get on this train." It can happen, and a coach can motivate you and touch different things. And I
I
think
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong.
I want you to be wrong, and I want other
I
people to be
I want
wrong because he can be a piece, dog. If he can tap into him with Gallimore coming back, that's a great piece, a young piece that you're adding with a Osa. So when you're talking about the playoffs and things of that nature, you're gonna need a guy like him, man, because that's another extra young body who's got quickness off the line, who's got good size, and I think he'll fit the scheme the way Dan Quinn is talking about.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of feeling attacked right now. I didn't know. I forgot I was talking to Tristan Hill's number one fan.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I will be his number one fan. I've been other people's fans and they've stepped up. I was a Conor McGovern fan, and guess what? When nobody talking about no Conor McGovern, and I was talking about him after when he got injured, I said, "Watch this dude." Now everybody talking about, "Oh, Conor McGovern gonna be blah blah blah." Conor McGovern, blah blah blah. So yeah, you know what? I'm on the train, and guess what? I've never jumped off the hill train. I've just been frustrated with him, but I never jumped off the hill train. And I think, like I said,
To your credit, you haven't. And my guy, Terrence Steele. I've been on Terrence Steele
You
train
you
since
you
day.
you be honest, you and my other dog boss Cowboys, because when I first we are never forgot watching Terrence Steele when he was at that All-Star, the Senior Bowl game, and he was like, man, just keep an eye on him. He might not be good now, but he's got the traits. He's got traits. And I looked at him like, yeah, he ain't a Chaz Green. He's got traits. Just keep on staying with him. And we talked about it last year. Even though he was playing bad, he wasn't terrible. You saw traits that he could get
And
better,
he
and he
vastly
dedicated.
improved.
He
It's not like
dedicated himself.
he has been busting his ass with Duke Manyweather up in Plano and Frisco, and any little O line camp he could hook up with, he was there the entire offseason working his ass off, and then he would go to the backyard and work on pass sets when they were working on snaps. It's like there's something to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something that's called dedication. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the preseason, I was like, okay, here we go. It's the same old thing. And I even said it when they played against the Chargers. Dallas is going to get worked if they're going to think about Tristan. I mean, keeping Steele in there. But guess what? To his credit, didn't play perfect against Boza. But guess what? He kept on fighting, and that's what I really admired about Terrence Steele. He keeps fighting when even when people been talking about it and dogged him, he hasn't listened to it. He's got in that lab and worked. He hasn't said, okay, and just succumbed to it. He said, I'm gonna get better. And that's what you really got to respect about a player. And he's a young kid. He's not like he's an old kid. He's a young kid, so he has room to grow. And then you still have a Leo Collins. You still have a Connor McGovern. So you have a good background and set that you can mix and match like Philbin and Kellen Moore was doing. And I like what they were doing because you keep the defense off balance. And then when you get Dak coming back, dog, man, it's just going to, I mean, where do you see us? The only team I was looking at, not saying Dallas is just gonna, but I was looking at New Orleans, the Raiders, because Raiders are playing better. New Orleans in New Orleans because they always play Dallas tough. But then they just lost Jameis Winston. That's big for them.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I don't know as far as the schedule wise, but in the NFC wise and in the league wise, I, Tampa, maybe, maybe. Like who's in it hurts my heart to say it because the Cowboys get constantly gassed up, but this team, it's foolish to say they don't have a legitimate shot at winning the whole fucking thing. I
I
mean,
mean, it's finally it's really legit. Like this in my heart. The
yeah,
only time
it's not being a homer and being
it's
the
not being a homer. Yeah,
Cowboys
right.
16-0. No,
Right.
no,
Like it's really not like and when I talk to people and they come to my job, like I see them Cowboys, I'm not jumping up like Super Bowl. I'm like, but you know what? This is a legit team this year. Like I can look at people in the eye and say, yo, yeah, you're right. Dallas is legit. They can really play anybody and really beat them. I really finally have confidence to say, because you know how we do, Mike, if you a fan. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna win. We're gonna win, but deep down inside, you ain't gonna win that damn game. You ain't winning that
no.
game. But that
Part of
homer in you wants to always say you're gonna win,
part of being a
right?
Cowboys fan is dealing with the bullshit of an actual fan of hearing dealing with the bullshit of the overhyped team coming into every single year. And like in back of you and I are sitting here like we have no corner, we have no safety, we have no DT. Our linebackers can't cover. What the hell's like? Why are people talking about us being a contender? This team is a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I don't know like it's that's not even remotely a homer thing to say. I mean,
It's not.
we're still missing Demarcus Lawrence, we're still missing Gallimore. We still missing Michael Gallup. We just beat Minnesota with a backup quarterback. Like
Who is not a NFL quarterback to me.
no,
He is not
no.
an NFL quarterback, so he's not going out there and beating teams. So the fact that they went into Minnesota, and like I said, Mike, those were big
Yes.
third downs that could have changed the game. The game could have been over if they got a few of these third downs, got them off the field on, and they didn't even have the D Law. You feel me?
No,
And the Gallimore. And I'm throwing in Hill too because he's going to be in the rotation. But I'm saying you didn't even have those guys in there.
my
Brent Urban
guy,
didn't.
my guy Anthony Brown though.
I mean, he played better. I mean, he was targeted like 10 times at only five completions. They only had 50% completion against him. Hey ho, Terry Turner with the $10 holla. Gotta get that up there right quick. But Kelvin Joseph, yeah, he got 2 snaps. That's when Diggs went out, so he got a couple snaps. So I'm sure they're going to get him some even more snaps on there. Um, Terry Turner says he's going to be a beast. We'll see. Definitely say he has the athletic ability, but like I said, it's going to be a
He's
slow. It's going to be
he's
a slow
behind that.
thing.
He's behind the eight ball. Just
He's
temper
behind
your
the 8 ball,
expectation. Just temper
but
your expectations. That's it.
hey, I don't have any expectations for Kelvin Joseph. Whatever
Mm-mm.
he gives right now is like icing on the cake to me. You feel me? Because they're going to stay with Anthony Brown as long as they can, regardless. Um, what's his name? Al Harris. He spoke very highly of Anthony Brown, so I don't see him being moved anytime soon unless um, Joseph comes in there is going crazy. But I don't think they're going to let him do that. They're going to slow work him in. I think that's what their plan is. And when you have these other pieces, it's easy to do that when you have the depth that they have. Now, I want to bring up a few things. My guy said something. Tyron Smith gets hurt. Ty Nashesky is just awful. What do you think happens with that? Because I'm a little, somebody stepped on Ty Smith's ankle, so that's a good thing. It's not the neck, right? But what happens if, let's say, Tyron Smith goes down? Do you still stay with Nashesky? Because he is just not it, and that offensive line will be compromised if he is a starter.
I would move. Honestly, I would
I would
move.
move Steele.
No,
Why?
why? Because it's a completely different movement. It's dude. It's like asking you to pedal backwards in the X
I know
Games.
that, but wasn't he the swing on the left and the right? Now he wasn't good on the left. He was better on the
No,
right.
dude, no, no. Collins says not. No, no. If anything, I would put Collins at left guard and move Connor Williams at the left tackle. That's what you got. They don't want Connor Williams at left guard, but
No, they
it's
don't.
it's
They
kind of
want
what they got. And
are,
McGovern, well, you can't move McGovern. Baez is already set at center. What are you
is he
going to do?
set? Is he set at
I
center? What is he set at center? Is he like the set future? Because I keep on my dog Connor McGovern is going. I heard about, and what's up with everybody in there? I heard about they were, Jeff brought up that they were trying to, some trade talks about McGovern. They thwarted them because I know they're not re-signing Connor Williams. They're not re-signing him. So would they? Since we're just on the subject, they ain't re-signing Connor Williams. We know that.
Yep,
Would they put McGovern at left guard, or would they put Leal back there at left guard?
I think they
Would they
would
try
put.
to slide?
I,
Would they
I,
try to
I,
slide Leal there now because of penalties on Connor Williams?
I think they would put Leo at left guard, and
And
that's he's more comfortable there.
you see
People
how
like
big he is.
he's more comfortable there. He's more comfortable at left guard than he is left tackle. It's a completely different movement set. He's more like that's just like I don't know what like we're obviously going to have to draft offensive linemen in the first 2 picks in this coming draft, but I'm just trying to find a way through it. Honestly,
But here's my thing though. Do you think would they use because Connor Williams, besides his penalties, hasn't played terrible? Are they if they're trying to move if they're trying to say lay out the left guard, would they use the penalty thing as the way to say, well, you got 10 penalties, you're leading the league, and you haven't keep on having them in the wrong times. We're just going to put somebody who's bigger, stronger, and a more natural fit. Would they do that to Connor Williams in like his contract year?
I think they would move Connor Williams to left tackle if Tyron goes down and put Lyle because if when I say if Tyron goes down, I mean if we look at history, there's a better than not chance that we will be missing Tyron Smith for 2 to 3 games this year. I mean, just history history speaks for itself. I think they would throw LC at left guard and kick Connor Williams out to tackle, where he could use his agility and athleticism versus getting bully rushed by DTs. That's just my opinion.
I mean, and here that's why I was saying, and that's why I was wondering, do you think they're set it with Beatis at center because they
Yeah,
really like Connor McGovern, but they've been trying him. They got him at the backup at center and the backup at right guard because he plays better at right guard than left guard, but he's not taking no Zach Martin spot. We know that,
they're
but
they're they're not going to move. They're not going to make a change of center unless the QB says so.
mm,
It's that important. And the snaps may be bad, here and there, but
and the power and the leverage.
but the pre-snap reads and setting the protections and getting the calls right have been on point, and
Okay.
that's one thing that's been missed. They're not going to make a change of center unless the QB says so.
And Dak likes Tyler, don't he?
Yeah,
I ain't hating on no Tyler. I'm just saying I like Connor McGovern. I want to see him get on the field some kind of way. But we all been talking about this La'el Collins, my dog boss Cowboy. He been going hard on it with that left guard thing. It looks like they're gonna put him back there eventually. It looks like they're gonna put him back there, dog. It just
yeah,
looks like they are,
yeah.
especially with Steele playing good. They're feeling comfortable. And just like you said, if Steele continues to play like he is, you feel confident, then why wouldn't you put a Leal out there? Because he's just dog. You see, just when you saw when he was in there on them few plays, first of all, he looked like a damn monster. He looked gigantic out there. And when he actually contacted people, they were going backwards. Okay, if he goes back in that set and he's next to Tyron Smith and he's healthy, dog, we already know what that is. We feel real good about that. We feel real good about that, especially with Terrence Steele holding his own with Zach Martin. You got Zach Martin right there who's working well with them too. So, man, that's
And then
it's a
now
great problem to have.
Connor Williams becomes your new swing tackle.
Exactly. Because you're not going to resign him anyway.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? So you're not really tripping off of, well, okay, Connor Williams, you go down because Connor Williams will still get a job next year regardless. It doesn't
yeah.
matter if he gets benched anyway; he still gets signed somewhere.
That's like with that, like to that point, we're talking about, oh, who should go here, who should go there. We have, and like, no matter how anybody feels about anybody on that offensive line, we have an embarrassment of riches. Offensive line play is at an all-time low across the league, and now we have the luxury of saying, oh, this guy can go there, maybe this guy can go there. We can move this guy for a pick, maybe this, that. That's wonderful. That just speaks to how well they've drafted offensively. No matter
Would you
how,
would you would you put Leal at left guard right now, and with the trade deadline come up, dangle Connor Williams
yeah, no questions asked.
and a pick,
I mean,
depending on what's out there?
yeah, you know what I mean. Just depend. I would, shit, I'd send Connor Williams right now for the Melvin Ingram trade or Ingram Gordon. I
Yes,
would,
I would definitely be with that Connor Williams for Melvin Ingram because
yeah,
Dallas needs a linebacker right now. Elite and to be it'd be cool a cool rental, right?
yeah,
That's a great one right there because that would, and especially with Ingram's attitude, and I think that attitude would fit right in with Parsons in them.
yeah.
Oh, it would fit
Because
right in.
I mean, because people, I don't know, man. There's just, it seems like people think Tank is going to come back and be 1,000% as soon as he comes back. You're hoping that dude is ready for the 3 games at Thanksgiving. That's the optimism right there, which is another, what, 20 days away, damn
Mm-hmm.
near.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I
And
like,
what's it going to cost you? It didn't cost you anything at all in the relative comparison. You got the other quote unquote contenders in the NFC are all making moves.
and they just went out and got Von Miller. We seen the Rams. I mean, they did it for a scary move. I wouldn't have did that no second and third rounder for no 32-year-old. I ain't doing no
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Now
But
this team's not trading for anybody over the age of 30. Period.
no, Dallas is not. They're going to stay
No.
young. I like the thought pattern. They want to stay young. I like that thought pattern. That's why they don't want to give up those picks. I love that thought pattern. But that Connor Williams from Melvin Ingram, that's something that needs to be really seriously considered and looked at like ASAP needs to happen. That needs to happen because that's not hurting money or hurting caps or anything with that move. If you make that move, you are okay still on the offensive line. You've upgraded really because Leo Collins is better than Connor Williams, okay? And just like a lot of people are saying in the feed, there's no I know Leo Collins may have been in trouble, but there's no reason why he should be on the bench, dog. He's too damn good. He should
Yeah.
not be on the freaking bench. So you got to figure it out, and you got to figure it out now. And if you're going to wheel and deal and you're trying to get to that Super Bowl and you just lost a young linebacker in Jabril Cox, this makes hell of a lot of sense. You got a guy that's been there and done that. He's going to be side with Parsons. I think that will mesh real good. I think you got stability in that locker room with a Dan Quinn. So hey, jump out there and try to make it pop, make it happen because this is a stretch run round. Don't you think? Right?
I think that man, I'm on. I feel two different ways because this team has never made a trade at the deadline when they weren't on the ropes,
Mm-hmm.
like the Amari Cooper thing.
Mm-hmm.
But them going out there and winning that game with Cooper Rush
That changed
and
it.
and the teams that are out there that have players on the line, man, I don't know. It's just my gut. I have absolutely no inside information on this, but I just don't see them not not doing something before the trade deadline. I just don't see it.
Don't you feel like they feel it too, Mike? Don't you feel like, hey, don't? I mean, I think we all feel it, and it's not a fake feeling.
It's
This
di-
is
it's di- it's
it's a
different.
it's a different feeling. It's real, and this is where the Joneses will actually say, you know what, this is real. We really feel like we can really get to the Super Bowl. If we make this move, this could really take us over the top because this is an actual real feeling. Didn't have them damn real feelings with Jason
Mhm.
Garrett. No, we didn't. We had just the hope because we're Cowboy fans. We ain't never believe it though. 2016, I didn't believe it because once we played Green Bay, I knew they were going to
They
beat
gave
us.
that motherfucker coach. I'm sorry,
I mean,
coach.
but the only real chance I ever felt a little bit was 2014. But when we still had to play Aaron Rodgers, I was still scary. I have confidence now in beating Aaron Rodgers. I
Yeah,
feel real confident Dallas can whoop Aaron Rodgers' ass now.
yeah. I this what has this team not shown you that makes you think that they can't make a run? Like what else?
Exactly.
What else do you need to see? What else do you need to see, man? I
If that didn't prove it, like I said, Mike, people trying to say, "Oh, the Chargers ain't." I don't give a hell, Mike. That was in. That was in their spot. They were down. That was a game-winning drive. It was all fluky, funky, and it still had to be a long-ass field goal. That's big. That's still big. It was big for the mentality of the Cowboys. You feel me?
and
So
they should be not should be. Yeah, fuck it. They should be undefeated.
should be
They lost that Tampa Bay game because they trusted that kicker.
right.
We should be talking about a 7-0 Cowboys team right now.
Exactly. And here's the thing: you played two of your NFC East opponents, right? Right, Mike. We know Dallas is the best team in the
Oh yeah.
NFC East. And here's the thing, Mike. Remember when you had the last regime? Because I don't want to say the name. It'd be like, oh, you're playing the Giants, you're playing Washington. Beat them, you take a stranglehold in the division. What would happen? Loss.
Whoa.
You feel me?
Loss.
And guess what? The 2 times you played, you handily beat your division foes like you're supposed to. You didn't struggle with them. You beat them like you're supposed to. Another step in us believing, hey, this team might be real. Then that New England game, I said, and I know you said it too, Mike. If they went out of all this, okay, they may have turned the corner. And they did. And then you said, okay, well, this Vikings game, Dak sitting out with Cooper Rush ain't started. Now, if they win this game, dog, okay, now I really feel like they
It
real.
feels like
Then
it feels like 26. Oh, let's see them beat the Steelers. Let's see them beat the Steelers. Let's see them beat the Bears. Let's see them beat them. Let's see them beat that. This team's got something going, man. They got something going.
it's real. And I hope something maybe happens because, like you said, I think that Connor Williams thing, you're not bringing him back, so I think you need to do some dangling, maybe some, and you can manipulate this and not spend no money. You can really manipulate this. I like this Melvin Ingram thing, and I think he would love and play all on fire energy. Because that's the type of player he is, he would do that. And I listened to his interviews and when he played with Boza, I love listening to them two play together. So you got my interest. I was thinking about that in the back of my mind, but when you brought it all the way up, Mike, now it's got my antennas rolling. So let's talk about going forward. How do you feel going forward? Just the pulse of the team. I mean, what's really impressed you? Who's really stood out to you in this kind of like halfway point? It's 7 games in. I know there's 17 games now, but who has really impressed you, kind of like the most, since we're where we're at right now?
Steele, Digi, Wilson, Curse.
Those have been your guys.
Yeah, Curse has got he's got 5 tackles for loss on the year, which is tied for sixth in the league. I Dude, all he does is get up there and make plays. And then you got Steele, who has worked his absolute ass off against all odds. This absolute whipping boy of the offensive line went out there and played his ass off.
Yeah,
Digi
he did.
coming in there as a rookie, missing camp, and then comes in there firing off up the middle, man. It's fantastic. You love to see it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my guys. Um, Number one has been Parsons. That's been my A1 day one guy. I mean, I just love him. I just feel like he's a tone setter. He is the true leader of this defense. He's the tone setter. When he is just really playing
I
phenomenal.
think that bye. I think that bye week did him well. I
Yeah,
think
it
that
did.
bye week did him well. Get him recharged. There's we're talking about. We've done a few of these shows. It's like there's no such thing as two on this plate, which is true. But I think that bye week did him well as to recharge, look at his assignments, get a game plan, just kind of regroup. And he had his best. I don't know if it's his best game, but it was his best game as a linebacker.
Right, right, and that's the thing. You said it wasn't his best game, but it was his best game at the linebacker position, and that's why I'm excited about him because he hits it quickly. He doesn't take
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4 weeks to get it. He gets it so quickly, and that's what I love him. He can adapt quickly. He can get it on the fly, and he wants to get better. He's not satisfied with anything, and that's what I love about him. I love a player like that, and I believe they all feed off of him. So he
Right.
has been he's my favorite player in the team. He's been my impulsive guy. I feel like he's going to continue to be that leader of the defense. I'm gonna go with you with Curse. He's been a surprise to me. He's not a surprise for the fact that I thought he could be a physical player, but I didn't know how much Cowboys would use him. I thought he might be a special teams guy. I didn't even think he'd make the roster because I didn't know if the Cowboys had changed. I thought has remember we talked about it. If they really change, we'll see real competition. If they really change, we'll see the real guys and not the money guys. You feel me? We didn't know that. I didn't know they
That
were going
J-
to do that. With
that Jalen Smith cut though, man, this shit. That
right?
sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
this
no.
this part of it. So
I mean, I totally agree. So I didn't think, well, you ain't really gonna give Curse a chance. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he's the greatest in coverage. I still don't think he's the greatest, but he's done pretty okay. But for the role that they have him in, blitzing at the line of scrimmage, playing the tight ends tough, I like it. You get what I'm saying? So he's been a good surprise to me. Of course, Diggs, because I picked Diggs last year in my mock draft. I've been all over Diggs, but I feel like honestly, I'm kind of like this with Diggs. Okay, this is just my opinion. Mike, check me out how I listen. I'm kind of like this. You ever play? I played Madden, and I had a team that nobody would play with. Right? I had a team that nobody played with. If my son, right, I would play with this team and whoop his ass every time, and then I go to bed, Mike, and then he start playing with that team. You feel me? He start playing with that team. So then I get up, Mike, and then I'm like, "Come on, dog, we ready to play?" He like, yeah, and then he playing with my squad. I'm like, man, what? And he's like, oh no, you can have it. Nah, I don't want the squad no more, dog. You didn't already play with it. I don't even want no more. So that's what I feel about Diggs. I can't just talk about Diggs no more because everybody love him now. So I ain't talking about Diggs no more. I already love Diggs, but everybody love him, so I'm leaving Diggs alone. So he ain't talking about Diggs, but he's a dog. But Micah Parsons, Curse, Digi, I can't run away from that. You feel me? You can't run away from Digi. He's just too much of a Digi. Like he is Bobby Digital. Like
Fucking
he
rookie, man, rookie.
dog. He's like what got like 20 pressures. I mean, the kid is only 280, taking on double teams like it's nothing. You don't push him back. I mean, especially when he's rushing a passer with Micah next to him, like he is
Dude,
just he's so smooth and he
those
gets it.
stunts, those stunts they've been running with Digi and Gregory are absolute art. Absolute art. Those dudes work together so well, man.
They do.
It's absolutely amazing. The way they
It,
just they know where the other one's going to be. You're going to go. You're going to. I'm twisting. Here we go. Bam. And Gregory's in the backfield, just ruining somebody's whole fucking afternoon.
Hey man, you know what? I think the thing. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've seen Randy Gregory in years past. We haven't seen a lot of him, but I don't care, man. He was not shooting off the line like he is now. It was not doing that. I don't care what anybody tells me. He was not shooting off the line. The way he is shooting off the line, he's shooting out like a freaking cannon, and he's coming out.
He didn't have the weight. He didn't have the weight. He's always had an issue keeping weight on. That dude, when he got drafted, they said he was 225. That dude was maybe 215 with a sandwich in his pocket. He's sitting right now 255, 260. And
And you can
just
see his power.
like
You can
just
see his
like
power.
the flag he caught when old dude was trying to push the running back up the Randy Gregory just grabbed him and said, "Hey, you're gonna go this way. Nah, now
Just
you're going this."
just pulled him back.
Just
And
that
you
was
know
a
what's crazy?
315-pound offensive lineman that was in full tilt and just yanked his ass, son.
And here's even better, Mike. Remember after he got the couple penalties, I'm like, all right, Randy, calm down, calm down. He gets mad and blows up the whole line of scrimmage and stops cooking. They get a -4 yard play. Like you're like, oh my God, this dude is an animal. We're finally seeing, and he still ain't there yet. And he
He's
still ain't there
Goro.
yet.
He's Goro, motherfucking
Dog,
Goro. Like
dog.
and after that penalty, that's when Mike McCarthy called that timeout and pulled Randy Gregory to the side. And said, hey,
Calm it down, bring it down, slow down.
and then they came back and just whop.
Bam. Bam, came back the next play, blew it up. And that was huge in the game because guess what? He blew that play up. He doesn't blow that play because they were threatening to score the touchdown. They were
Yeah,
threatening to score that touchdown. That was huge because Dallas stopped them and held them to the field goal. Because that's what did you think this, Mike? This is what I think. I was nervous, but I felt like, oh, Dallas holds them to the field goal. I feel like Dallas gonna win this game. Dallas gonna win this game because that doesn't happen. They usually score the touchdown and you're like, Dallas is game over. But they held them, and I'm like, Dallas is gonna win this game. I'm nervous, but I feel like Dallas is gonna win this
dude.
game.
They had that rollout. They had that rollout. Did you got a not the final play of the game? Did you got a nice pressure straight up the middle? So Kirky had a rollout. When he rolled out, he seen old Goro coming off the fucking left side. He said, "Oh no!
And he's
Oh
coming
Lord!
out with a
Oh Lord
reckless
Jesus!
abandon.
Oh Lord Jesus!"
and he's coming with a reckless abandon. And here's the thing: he's and I know what you said about D Law, where he may not be fully healthy. I don't know, but him just getting back is just going to help Randy Gregory. You feel what I'm saying? You know how they said that when D Law's there, he makes it easier for everybody else. Now the way Randy Gregory is stepping up and the way he's playing, now D Law is going to be making the game a little bit easier because now you're seeing a Randy Gregory taking that next step up that we have been waiting for
Well,
on
you're seeing an elite pass rusher when he doesn't need somebody else over there carrying his weight. I don't know.
exactly. And that's no diss, right? But it's the truth, right, Mike? It's no hate. But here's the thing: they would say no hate on D Law.
Yeah, we ain't talking
That's
about
what elite
we ain't
pass
talking about
rusher is.
yeah, we ain't talking about pass wrestling rate. We're not talking about pressures. We're talking about actual.
Elite pass rusher. That's what Randy Gregory is. He's an elite pass rusher. Period. If you double team whatever, he's a guy that can get through because he's an elite pass rusher.
That dude got 5 years of stolen seasons in his heart. There is.
And his body is still young. Even though he's a 28-year-old, his body is the type of body that he can play a 32 years old and still have the young body because he doesn't have any tread on the tires. So they better go ahead and get signed up. And they also better get Dalton Schultz signed up because out of that class that everybody there, LVE, Connor Williams, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, I only feel like Dalton Schultz is the only one that's going to get re-signed.
Yeah. No, Schultz ain't getting re-signed.
Schultz ain't gonna get re-signed. How not?
No, Schultz is a comp pick. They already paid Jarwin.
Jarwin is not making crazy money though, Mike.
They already paid him.
He's,
You're not going to pay. You're not going to pay. Don't pay two tight ends. It's not that they shouldn't. Actually, they shouldn't. It's not that they would like.
would you
They
think they would
won't.
do something with Jarwin then? Because why would you
Yeah,
develop Schultz and then I would get rid of Jarwin?
I mean the trade deadline's tomorrow.
Yeah, I would. If somebody need a tight end, I would get rid of Jarwin and
I
sign.
mean,
I would get rid of Jarwin and sign
didn't
Schultz and
didn't
draft
didn't
another
Robert
guy.
didn't Robert Tanya just tear his ACL?
I mean, and they got the McKinnon kid. He was okay before he got hurt. He looked all right from Michigan.
Yeah. I mean,
You got Connor Williams out there. You got Blake Jarwin, dog.
I'm just saying. Allegedly, isn't didn't. I mean, there may
Just
be
saying.
something going on with Green Bay and Dallas with the tight end
Okay.
situation.
Okay. I like hearing that.
I got it. On that note, Bubba, I got to get dinner rolling.
All right, big
I
dog. Now you heard that.
always got to leave with a banger. So
All right, so you heard that banger. So keep informed and rewind that so you know. But I appreciate you, dog. Burgers and Blitzes back again. We're gonna do it again. Make sure you tune in. Appreciate you, dog. Go kick that
yes,
dinner,
sir.
man, and do what you do. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Love you. Later.
Peace. Love you too, man. All right, man. That's my dog Mike White with Burgers and Blitzes. We're getting ready to head out here, but that was very interesting. We have been talking about it. Blake Jarwin could be dangled out there. You know, we ain't saying it's no factual thing. Ain't saying it's no factual thing. Just Blake Jarwin, the contract, it's a friendly contract to get out of. We talked about Connor Williams. Both of those guys, you're not going to re-sign a Connor Williams. We talked about the Melvin Ingram thing. That would be great, especially with you losing a Jabril Cox. Not saying he was going to play a lot, but he was a piece, and that's a veteran piece right there who still has tread on the tires that can happen. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's good with y'all? So that's a thing that could definitely happen. So especially you don't want to lose a Schultz after you just developed him and he's playing. He is a better player than Blake Jarwin. Let's just keep it real. I was on the Blake Jarwin train. Didn't know Schultz would be able to do all this that he is, and he's become a complete player. So if you're looking at a player to get rid of, you get rid of a Blake Jarwin, not a Jolton Schultz, and you resign him, and you get rid of that Blake Jarwin contract, and you see somebody who's out there for some feelers. So you definitely try to make that happen, and especially because I think that kid from Michigan, that Sean McKinnon kid, he was playing very well before he had that high ankle sprain, and I think they really like him and Dalton Schultz and him. You can have a Jeremy Sprinkle that can still be your blocking tight end, and Schultz will block. You feel me? We seen Schultz can block, and so can McKinnon. So look out there for something like that dangling. just like Mike was talking about, this could be the time where it could really be a real type of trade thing because Dallas is at the cusp. Like Dallas really has the team to really make this happen. The lunatic says we got options, but will Steven pull the trigger? I don't know because we know how Baby Nuts Jones is. But, Mike was saying there's real talk now. And I feel like, just like he was saying, I feel like the powers that be in the headquarters are really looking at like we really do have a Super Bowl team. So making a move and it's still not hurting the team financially could be a way to still kind of making that player take you from here to here. They got the team right now, but you adding a piece could really help. So I definitely think they're seriously considering it and seriously looking at things, especially with the guys that they have that they could probably dangle and make happen. And you could get somebody back without giving up big draft picks and things of that nature, not signing them to a bunch of salary and only keep them on a 1 or 2 year deal. That's what Stephen Jones like to do. So let's just keep our eyes out for it. But I'm gonna just tell you right now, before I head out of here, I'm just very excited about the team, just like me and Mike were talking about it. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. It just feels real. Listening to watching that Patriots game, I keep going back to that game. Like I thought that if they could get through this game, because this is in New England, the fans, the refs, everything was against Dallas, and they pulled that Joker out. I don't care if it was a rookie quarterback; it was Bill Belichick. They pulled that Joker out. And then for them to come in, and I wasn't gonna say I knew Dak wasn't gonna play, but I knew it was a high probability he wasn't gonna play. So I was already thinking the Cooper Rush thing, and I was already thinking in my heart, I said it, with the Jason Garrett thing. Just feels like those things just don't happen. Like when you watch sports and you watch how sports happens, you'll see certain things like that just don't happen. That means that's going to be a special year. Y'all seen enough sports. If y'all watch enough sports like me, you look at sports and be like, that just don't happen. When that happens, that could be a special year. And as I'm saying, I keep on going back to that Amari Cooper. Dallas was down only 16-13, and Cooper Rush throws that pass. That is a pass that always goes against Dallas. That's an interception. The game is over. Or number one, the team always scores a touchdown. Then Dallas is down 20-13. They're driving. Cooper Rush throws an interception. Game over, and it's the same old Cowboys. That's the way it always happens. But for them to hold them to the field goal, that's when I said, okay, this could be another thing of being different. And then when he throws that ball and it bounces off of him, Cooper hits it and catches that on the drive. Man, come on, dog. That just don't happen to Dallas in the good way. That always happens to Dallas in the bad way. That always does. So to me, that's like you said, you having the good karma, you getting the bad stuff out. I'm not hating on that dude, but it just wasn't real. It wasn't consistent. Too many people said it wasn't real. And it doesn't matter if you manufacture and try to say you real, okay? And I might just be rambling right now, but when you say you real, it don't matter if you say you real. People gonna look at you if you really real. You can say I'm real all you want, but people gonna check you out to see if you are real. And I just don't feel like it was real right there. And it was a whole lot of people saying how real it was in that last regime. And I didn't believe no realness. It wasn't real because you didn't see no real closeness. You didn't see no real closeness. And when they were saying people was crying, all that, maybe they was because of the person. And somebody might jump in, you bitter. But I'm just saying, it wasn't real. And there was a lot of people saying it was real. And I feel like they were just saying that because, it's the media. They don't want to jump out there saying anything bad, but they wasn't real. What there is here right now is real to me. It's real. I feel like it's real love, like between these players. Like it's real happiness. It's real. I want to see you do good. It's real. Hey, what you doing after this? Let's all kick it and have a little thing together. You know what I'm saying? It's real like that. And I feel like Mike McCarthy started that culture last season, and it's permeated through the coaches down to the players. And the belief is starting to happen. And when you have the realness with the culture change and you have the talent, then you start winning them games. And I think that's what's happening right now. So I'm just excited to see it. Man, it feels good. It just feels like Dallas can beat anybody, and it's not like the homer. Like I'm not. I don't even want to sound like a homer, but it's just the truth. Like I was talking about with Mike, I was talking about with so many other people. I'm tired of watching Dallas go into these stadiums and feeling like Dallas can't win. We want them to win, but we know Dallas gonna lose this damn game. We weren't. I wasn't feeling it. I was okay. Dallas ain't winning this game. And the teams are looking at us like y'all ain't beating us. And I just didn't like that feeling how teams were looking at Dallas. But now I don't feel. I don't have that. I feel like the attitude is different. And it started with the Joneses signing Dak Prescott to that contract. It started way back. It started then. Those were the little changes where I said, and we were talking about, especially on this channel, if y'all really real, show me real. Sign Dak Prescott and don't play around, wait till the draft and play games. What did they do? Came out of nowhere, signed them. Big money. You feel me? And guess what? That changed that culture in there because now you know your leader is with you. Your leader is signed, sealed, and that's what it is. Now he ain't got to worry about a contract. He ain't got to worry about playing for a contract no more. He ain't got to worry about throwing 5,000 yards, or he can be comfortable now. He can just play ball because he got his money. Ain't y'all gonna play like that? Don't y'all feel like that? Ain't y'all stressed at work, huh? Ain't y'all stressed when you're at work and you feel like, man, I've been busting my tail at work, man, and they need to give me a raise. I was feeling that way. Feel me? And I got my raise too, exactly what I wanted. But y'all know, y'all feel me? Y'all working at a job like, hold up. I'm worth all this, and I need to get my money. And there's the back and forth, and you're waiting, and you're anxious, and things are going on. Maybe you don't concentrate as much. Maybe you press at work because you're feeling like I haven't got this yet. You get what I'm saying? And those things happen. But how does it feel when they come to you and say, "Here's your raise," and you got what you wanted, huh? How's it feel? Yeah, when you get that raise at the job, then you're like, okay, I'm ready to go now. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? Well, I'm ready to go now. I got my money. I got my bread. Now I don't got to think about that no more. They humans like everybody else. They ain't robots. So when Dak got his money, I bet you that was a stress reliever. I got my bread. Now I can just play football. I don't have to worry about playing this certain way or everybody watching me or I got to complete a certain amount of percentage of passes. I got to get a certain amount of touchdowns to get my money. No, I got my bread. Now I'm the leader of this team and let's go. And I feel like it permeated for the rest of the time. I feel like it trickled down to everybody else. And Dak was already a hard worker, and that's going to make you work even harder. People from the team saw that. Then you get a coach in here. I think you have a Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is a hard worker. He's not a offensive coordinator that sits around and does. I think that dude is always in the lab. I think that dude is always studying, trying to. He was already in the lab when he was at Boise State. They said he was a brainiac coach guy. That's what he was. That's the type of coaches you want. And he cool. That goes a long way, man. When you got offensive coordinators that not only is he a guy that really is passionate about what he's doing, he cool. Ain't nothing better than having a coordinator who is cool and he knows what he's doing. It makes it easier when you come to work. It makes it easier when you run plays. Then you get a guy in Dan Quinn who he's a people person. He's a people's guy, man. You meet anybody who probably meet a Dan Quinn will fall in love with a Dan Quinn. He probably had the personality like Ron Marinelli, but just a younger guy. You just fell in love with a Dan Quinn. You weren't falling in love with a Mike Nolan. No hate on you, Mike Nolan, but nobody fall in love with you, dog. You was a stick. You was a straight stick, and everybody knew it. Nobody was flowing with it. But you got a guy in here that actually cares. He's passionate. He wants the best. He wants to bring the best out of his players. He actually cares and loves for these guys, not just a job. It's not I come to work and I love these guys. Players can sense that. When players can sense you actually love them and care for them and actually you're going to ride and die for them, you're actually going to give them a fighting chance to play. You're not going to play the numbers game. You're not going to play the contract game. You're going to give everybody a fair shot. Players sense that, players see that, and then they play accordingly. That's what happens. That's where the culture change starts. It starts up top. That's where that culture change starts. And when you got coaches that are doing those type of things, that's where that culture change stops. You know what I mean? Then it trickles down to your players. You already got a Dak Prescott that was like that. You got leaders in there, but Dak Prescott really cemented his hand on this team, and everybody followed. And Dak doesn't accept anything less, and that's what the mantra looks like with this team. Nobody's accepting anything. We're not accepting less any now. It's not just, oh, okay, we played good, we'll try it again. No, it's actual, we need to be better. And I feel like that's what it is every single day. Just I heard this week, Randy Gregory and Dalton Schultz said, hey, man, we didn't like our practice. We didn't like it at all. We need to come back here. We felt like we were going through the motions. We don't want to start believing in ourselves. We need to come back and work hard. When have I heard that, man? I haven't heard that in a long time. I haven't heard it come out in the media. I'm sure it may have been said. When have I heard it and did I really believe it? Just those things. You can talk about the stats. You want being the top offense, one of the top scoring offenses at 32 points a game. Like I said, total number one in total yards, number one in first downs. You're a top five in rushing. You're a top two in rushing. Defense, I believe you're a top 8 overall in defense right now. You're a plus 5 in turnovers, as I said before. You're a mid level in pressures. You're holding teams to 31% on third downs, which is huge, man. That is huge. Remember when Dallas couldn't get people off the field on third downs? We knew when it was 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, they was moving the chains. Dallas, they ain't doing that on this team no more, man. Remember that? I mean, I remember these things. Maybe it's like you said, this the post Garrett syndrome, whatever it's called. But I remember that stuff. I remember when it's 3rd and 5, we're like, up, first down. I remember that. Now I look at it and it's like, no, Dallas got a chance to get them off the field, and those were huge third downs. They were getting them off the field, and against them Vikings, against them Patriots, against them Panthers. I mean, they were really. It's a hand in hand. If the defense loses its way a little bit, the offense steps its game up. When I was watching from the sidelines on that Patriots game, I watched Dak Prescott, and every time if there was a play like when Dallas just scored that big touchdown with Trevin Diggs. And they came right back and scored. I watched Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott was like, oh, man, come on. But, yeah, he wasn't, like, scary. He was just like, oh, man, come on. I'd have seen Dak look at it like, okay, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just so even key. Like, okay, they score. We're going to come right back and score because they can't stop us. I mean, even in that Vikings defense, I mean, they weren't a terrible defense. Xavier Woods played out of his mind, which they always do. But Dallas was still moving the ball at will. Dallas had 419 yards on these guys. They only had 200, I believe, like 78. No, 200 like 90 yards total. That's kick ass. Kirk Cousins, I thought he was going to kill Dallas. He only had 177 yards passing. Dalvin Cook didn't run over 100. Justin Hamilton balled out yesterday, man. He had I know PFF. They don't look at PFF, but man, that dude Justin Hamilton balled out yesterday. He played stout in that middle, man. Brent Urban was out. You didn't even know. Justin Hamilton goes to call up. That's the type of things that we're talking about, though. You call a guy up who hasn't played. Brent Urban goes out. You don't miss a beat. That's what we talk about the championship teams, and you're winning with the low cost players. You know what I'm saying? That's the real stuff that I'm looking at. Yes, it hurts Jabril Cox. We'll keep on talking about that trade, man, but you still got a Luke Gifford. I think Luke Gifford, he plays better. He's playing better. I mean, he's a young guy, too. He's got good size, 6'3", 245. He wasn't a buster. Kevin Joseph just came back. He only got 2 snaps, but slowly working him in. That's another youngster. You haven't even seen Nashawn Wright. That's another youngster, Mukamu. You haven't seen those guys. Like you said, we could play in that big nickel. You got KZ, you got Hooker, you got Wilson, you got Curse. You got a lot of pieces. You feel me? Like they're mixing those snaps. I think Curse had like 66 snaps. Wilson had 36. Like KZ had like 30 something. Hooker maybe had like around 20. They're moving these guys around. There's a lot of guys playing on this team. There's a lot of players playing on this team. That's a great thing. So it's just exciting, man. You know, hey, shout out to Boss Cowboy and the OC. They were pushing that damn Lael Collins to left guard. I never hated on it. I made the video 2 years ago and said I didn't never want him to move from left guard because I don't want them to play musical chairs. But I knew when Doug Free retired, like I said before, Ron Leary was the man. But they knew Ron Leary, they weren't going to be able to sign Ron Leary. Okay, y'all, they weren't going to be able to sign Ron Leary. They knew it because he was playing all world. He was going to want money, so that's why they got Collins. And when they got Collins, and after he fell and they didn't have to pay him all that first round money. They really loved it, so they were going to force their hand and push him in that spot. Leary didn't like that. Leary knew it, so that's why Leary left. You know what? Lael Collins went there. That was the spot. Doug Free retires. They don't have nobody, so they had to push him out at the right tackle. They wanted to keep him at the left guard. They pushed him out right there. Connor Williams goes in the spot. But yes, no doubt, Lael Collins naturally is a better probably left guard than right tackle. I heard he liked right tackle better than left guard, but then he's saying left guard. I don't know. Them cats all lie in the media. All I can say is if we're looking at it, yes, left guard, he would be a dominant force. It's just the truth. Shout out to those guys calling it. It is. It's just the truth, especially with Terrence Steele playing better at right tackle. I've heard a lot of you guys in the chat. You're right. It doesn't make sense for Lael Collins to sit the bench. He's too damn good of a player. When he came out there and with Connor McGovern, the dude looked like a gigantic he looked like Tyron Smith. He don't look normal. You have both of those guys next to each other. Let's just keep it real. I don't care who's right and who's wrong on it. Yes, Leo Collins, left guard. I'm not mad at it. Terrence Steele, right tackle. It's cool. I'm cool with it. I don't want to fight anybody over it. Terrence Steele has stepped his freaking game up at right tackle. Is he perfect at it? No, but look at him. He's not getting the assistance. He's not getting the help like we thought he was. So if you got him playing at right tackle, you don't want to lose the momentum, right? He's playing good. I thought they were going to say, hey, put him at right tackle. I think he's still a better player than Steele, but guess what? Leo Collins is definitely better than Connor Williams at left guard. That is a fact. So do some dangling, do some work. You ain't re-signing Connor Williams anyway. Just go ahead and do it now. Why wait? If you like Steele at right tackle and Leo is going to be an animal at left guard and it's going to help your team because the team is not going to fall off if you put Leo Collins at left guard. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's not gonna happen. The team is not falling off because you put Leo Collins. So if you're gonna dangle and bro, I'm telling you, if they did that, Connor Williams and went out and did that and got Melvin Ingram and threw Leo Collins at left guard and got Melvin Ingram on that defense, then I'm like, all right, these boys are serious. Like this might really be Super Bowl team. So we're gonna see, dog. I'm really excited. Chris Davis says, do I not like Connor Williams at left guard? Hey, I made a video. This is what I made the video about, so I'm not going to double talk. I made a video and I said, Connor Williams, people want to bench Connor Williams, right? And when I made the video, I said, you want to bench Connor Williams, but what has he done? And if you look at his tape, and it's just the truth, he only given up one sack. He hasn't been getting killed. He gives up them penalties. He has 10 penalties. He has like I think 5 holding penalties now. And the problem is the strength. Now, he doesn't get bull rushed every single time, but he does have a problem with power. He does. So my say was I made the table saying I'm looking at him, and if the offensive line coach would come in and sit in the room and he watched Connor Williams, he would not come at Connor Williams and say, we're benching you. I don't feel like he would look at Connor Williams and say that. But if I got a guy who's better than him, and because I felt Connor McGovern is better than him at guard, but but Connor Williams is more athletic than a McGovern. And I think that's what they be still keeping Connor Williams in there because he's athletic. But he ain't more athletic than Leo Collins, and he ain't bigger, he ain't stronger, and he ain't more athletic. So that's an easy call. Especially I think they're gonna use that penalty thing to slide him in. So that's all I'm saying. I don't think Connor Williams is a bad player. Don't think he's a great player. I think he'll go somewhere and get signed because I don't think he's a bad player. But he ain't no great player. And if you can find somebody better than him and an upgrade, you do it. Leo Collins is an upgrade for Connor Williams at left guard. That's just a fact. I feel you. Great problem to have. Great problem to have. What up, Thurston? How you doing, baby? So my dog, shout out to you, Jamie O'Day. I think it's your birthday. Shout out to you, dog. Just sent me something, man. Appreciate you, the lunatic, but he just sent me something about Demarcus Lawrence maybe being practicing this week. That's a good thing, and Dak Prescott's going to be full go. And like I said, man, when I know a calf strain because I had a calf strain, that's why I knew he wasn't going to play. I'm not going to say I knew 100% because I didn't. I just knew when they were saying if anybody can do it, that can. I know how a calf injury is. You can injure that anything, and I knew the Vikings would attack him with that calf. Dallas did the smart thing. They trusted their team. They trusted their coaches. That's what really won the game as well. I was saying before this game even started, this is a coach game because you got to coach Cooper Rush up. He's never started. Cooper Rush is not a NFL quarterback to me. He'll never start for another team in NFL. No, he won't. If he does, I'll give you $100. I will. I'll give you $100 of Cooper Rush cut and starts for an NFL team. You holler at me. It'll only be one person. I'm only gonna give it up to one person who holler at me. I'll give you $100 if Cooper Rush start for another NFL team ever again. Another NFL team, not the Cowboys. Another NFL team. give you $100 because I'll never think he'll start another NFL game because I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. But guess what? That's Kellen Moore. That's Mike McCarthy. That's the quarterback's coach. That's coaching him up, putting him in the right positions to succeed. That's Dan Quinn calling a very good defense, not getting him behind the sticks and down in distance. So we can look at the players went out there and made plays, but the coaches put them in the positions. And that's what I said before when we talk about the old regime. A lot of people are always saying, you can't blame these players. You can't always say, no, you can't always blame the coaches. The players are out there playing. The coaches ain't fumbling the ball. The coaches ain't throwing the interceptions. The coaches ain't doing that. I got all that. But guess what? During the week, and my guy Jesse Holly said this, he said this, and I was echoing what he said. It's not what they Sunday. It's not Sunday. It was during the week, that prep during the week. That's the stuff that was going on during the week that wasn't matching up and coinciding. That wasn't the thing that was working right there. And I don't care if your coaches aren't bringing it, your players are going to be the way your coaches are. I've played the game. I'm not saying I'm an expert at it, but I've coached it long enough and I played long enough. When you're around a coach, you become what your coach is. If you're with that coach every single year, you become what that coach is. If he's this type of style, your team starts morphing into what the coach is. Okay. And what that last regime was underachieving. So that's what would happen. Dallas had the talent, but they would underachieve. It would always be something that would happen and go wrong. Well, when you get remove that and you have something that's different, now those same things aren't happening. It's crazy because it's so real. That it is just so real. When you have those things that happen consistently with the coaching, your players will become the same thing. And that's when the underachieving and the fumbles at the wrong time and the interceptions, and because it's what is happening with the system of the coaching. Now you don't have that. Now you have a difference. And when you have camaraderie, when you have a different change in culture, now you don't have the bobble tips off. Oh, now it falls your way. It doesn't fall against you, it falls with you now because there's a difference from the top. It's a fact. So that's why coaching does make a difference. That's why they have coaches over top of players. Players don't coach themselves. You have to have the coaches coach the players. And you have to have the right type of coach because every coach can't coach a player. You have the right type of coach because every player ain't relating to them coaches. And it's a hard line and it's a fine line to find the right type of coaches. And right now, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys have done that job. And we look at the young rookies, we look at the Micah Parsons, we look at everything else, but it's been this coaching from Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, your Edwards, Witt, Harris, Philbin. It's been those guys that have made the culture change. And that's why things are going Dallas's way now and not against Dallas because there is a new culture change. And that's what has been the problem with the Cowboys for so long. Amen. Let the church say amen on that. Amen. Come on, give me some fire emojis. Let the church say amen on that because that was a sermon on the mount because that was so daggone true, y'all. It's the truth, man. And that's why Dallas is finally reaping good benefits. That's why the Cowboys are really 6-1, and it's not a phony 6-1. This is a legit 6-1. This is not a fake 6-1. This is a legit. Teams now can really look at the Cowboys and say, guess what? They can beat us. Before, they were like, man, we ain't worried about these Cowboys. Now, teams are saying, yo, you better come in here and play football or they're going to blow you out. That's what we have been waiting for, folks. That's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for our team to walk in the buildings and these other teams to be like, man, okay, look, we got to play our game or they're going to blow us out. Nah, oh, here come the Cowboys. We're going to whoop that. You know what? No, now it's real. And what I was wanting was not just 1 year, consistently. Why was the Patriots so good every year, or the Steelers or the Ravens? Every year they're competing for playoff positions. They may not go to the Super Bowl every year, but they're competing for the Super Bowl every year, and that's what the Cowboys have been lacking, the inconsistency. 1 year up, 1 year down, 1 year up, 1 year down, 1 year up. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be consistent every single year. They are competing for a playoff spot and Super Bowl trophy. Teams can say it, but you can look at the team and say, you can say you're competing. You ain't. Jacksonville can say we're competing for us. We want to compete for a Super Bowl this year, but we know no way in hell Jacksonville competing for a Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? So we're talking reality terms right now. The way this team is, it should compete for a playoff position Super Bowl every single year, or at least in the least 4 years. Because the way I'm looking at the way Stephen Jones and them have drafted, because I've been watching this, they ain't going out there and spending all kind of money on all kind of people. They're not doing that. Baby Nuts Jones ain't doing that. He's all on them draft picks, so he's gonna stay young. They don't want to get people who are old. They're gonna stay young. It looks like they're trying to keep it where they just keep on churning out. They're not gonna over. They're not gonna sign nobody. So we ain't got to worry about that. They looks like they're gonna stay young. They ain't gonna go out there and get them big name free agents. That's what Stephen Jones said. And he stayed true to it. So there is the blueprint, and it stayed true to the blueprint. Now you got the coaches to go with the blueprint. I can't get mad at these dudes right now. And then Jerry Jones said he want to put Jimmy Johnson in a Ring of Honor. If that really happens, that breaks the curse, because that was a curse to me. I don't care. I don't care if nobody believes in curse. That was a curse to me. So if he really does that, Jerry Jones is even saying, bruh, I really need another Super Bowl. Like, I'm not playing. Okay, you know what? We done had our odds, but I don't care anymore, dog. Get your butt in the Arena of Honor. I want another 2, 3 Super Bowls before I die. This is how much I want it. I can't argue with y'all right now. You feel me? Yeah, them nuts. Yeah, them baby nuts might be growing up, man. Might be growing up, Thurston. I love that Hope package. Yeah. Yes, sir. I love that whole package, but Leo Cons need to be back playing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But get ready, man. Get ready for this ride. It's a good ride. Got Denver up next, so the final word is up tomorrow. We'll be talking more Cowboys football. I know we are. We'll be talking more Cowboys football on the final word. They're gonna be talking about that Leo Collins thing, man. So be ready. Be ready. Gonna be talking about Leo Collins on the final word. So we're definitely gonna talk about that Minnesota Viking game and the Jason Garrett redhead. I'm telling you, that redhead thing was popping, y'all. I said in the very beginning, Andy Dalton redhead beat him. Jason Garrett, them identical stats is scary, spooky for your first start. They're identical redhead. I just felt like, see, all that stuff just don't happen. All that stuff just don't happen, and it just feels like that's going to be magical, because that stuff just doesn't happen. Redheads winning and redheads correlating, and all that. It just don't happen, man. So that's what I'm saying. Keep your eye on it. So we got some good tape banging. I can't wait to drop for this tape to drop. So make sure you get out there and support these videos like y'all been doing, man. Really appreciate y'all. Yes, Jabril Cox is out for the year. I ain't worried about no Rams getting no Von Miller. But yes, Garrett Rush, I'm trying to tell you. But final word tomorrow. Can't wait for this tape to drop. Get ready, man. Like I said, go watch them. Support these breakdowns, man. We love it. What's good with you, Derek? Go out there and support them videos. We'll have some good breakdowns. We're going to have a whole bunch of them. I don't know. We're definitely going to do Michael Parsons, because that's my dude. We're going to look at some other players. You feel me? But definitely go out there and support them videos out there and those breakdowns, man. And share them, like them, all that good stuff. Facebook, all that good stuff. Gonna have maybe a couple guests this week. Talk to a few people. We'll see. Really appreciate you, Cowboys D. Good night to you. But let's just do this thing, man. Cowboys are 6-1, 6-game winning streak. Should be really 7-0 when we really talk about it. One of the best teams, not just in the NFC, but the NFL. And really excited about it, man. I'm kind of giddy. It's good to go to work and you listen to people saying, I'm in Ohio, people saying, I seen your Cowboys. It feels good, y'all, don't it? When they say, I seen your Cowboys the other day. Cause that's what they be saying to me, dog. That's what they be saying to me. I rock my Cowboys gear every day. You understand what I'm saying? I rock my Cowboys gear in some fashion, some form or fashion. I rock my Cowboys gear everywhere I go in some form or fashion. Everybody knows I am a Cowboys fan. Everybody at any job or anybody who's ever knows me know I'm a deep Cowboys fan. So now everybody at work, the customers, the people I work with, they come up, they be like, I seen your boys. I seen your Cowboys. How you think your Cowboys gonna do? I like when they pull up. They're like, I seen your boys last night. I like hearing that. You know what I'm saying? I like when they say that. I like when they be like, yeah, man, your boys look real, man. Your boys look legit. And then, I had a lady come up there, her and her boyfriend, they was Eagles fans. They came up there and they was like, oh, that's an ugly hat. I said, oh, for real? And I was like, my first thing is when you a hater. So my first thing is when you say you hating on my squad. I said, well, who's your team? These were some new customers. They said, we Eagles fans. I just laugh, dog. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I just laugh. I can't even get mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Like we whooping y'all. I can't even get mad. It feel good. I can't get mad at y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's a great feeling because I know we're better than y'all. So y'all jealous, y'all hating. It feel good because I just look at them now like, okay, y'all know we legit. You know we real. I don't got to say it to you. That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you know your team is real and it's not fake. You know, you're not just cheering for your team, hoping and praying that they're going to win just because you love your team. You are really watching your team intently because you're like, this team is legit. And it feels good to watch a legit team play football because they are legitly going to play every game like we can beat your head in. I like that feeling. It's been a long time since I felt that feeling about these Cowboys. And it's great. And I'm soaking it up. And I hope y'all are too. But it hasn't stopped. It's only 7 games in, still 10 games, still a long season. Anything can happen, anything can change. But I feel like this team is a real team. And I feel like I don't feel like it's not going to continue. I just don't see that. I feel like it is going to continue to ride it on out. So I'm ready to ride this train, and I want me some glory hole too. Um, I love it too, man. 808. I love getting in these people's inbox that been in my inbox and talking all that trash. I've been quiet. I ain't really been talking. I've been agreeing with them. Like, yeah, my team is inconsistent. Yeah, they this. Yeah, they that. I'm agreeing. I'll be agreeing with them. It makes me shut up because I be agreeing with them. Like, yeah, we ain't. Yep, you right. Then they're like, oh, damn. You thought you was gonna say this? No, I'm like, yeah, I'm agreeing. But now I'm in that inbox. Buddy, what's up? How you doing? How about them Cowboys? I ain't talking trash. I'm not saying we going to Super Bowl. I'm just saying, hey, how about them Cowboys? And you know what I like? They ain't even saying nothing back. They ain't even like, oh man, your Cowboys are sorry. They ain't even saying that. You feel me? They not saying that. They not saying that energy. You feel me? So that lets me know even the haters know we legit. You know what I mean? The haters know you legit when you say, how about them Cowboys? Or when you say them boys look good and they don't be like, man, your team is sorry. You ain't playing nobody. Y'all suck. I don't hear them saying that. They like, oh, yeah, whatever. Y'all, we'll see with the playoffs. Now they saying we see. I like that. I like that. They not jumping out there saying we suck. Oh, y'all suck. Y'all ain't playing nobody. They ain't saying, oh, Dak. I'm like, what's up with Dak? Oh, they ain't saying Dak suck. He ain't no good. I don't hear that no more about Dak Prescott. I ain't hearing that. I don't hear that talk no more. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like when I mentioned Dak Prescott to him. I had one dude in particular. He was trying to tell me Dak Prescott wasn't no top 10 quarterback. Man, get out of here. You don't know football then. You know what I'm saying, bro? I started naming off quarterbacks. He better than I'm naming them. You feel me? Don't ever try to question me in no football war, like at work or anything. I know my stuff. Like I don't know it all, but I know my stuff. I'm gonna get you. Especially if you don't know your stuff, I'm getting you. I might know more on your team than you know on mine. You feel me? I know my squad, but I might know more on your squad because I just know. So I'm just tearing him up, wearing him out. You feel me? Wearing him out about quarterbacks. People in the back. One of my people's, he ain't even a football fan. He like, you was wearing him out, dog. He just didn't have no comeback. You was wearing him out. Like, I'll wear you out. You feel me? So he left. He came up in here a couple of days ago. I wasn't trying to talk no trash to him. He was like, hey, okay. As soon as he seen me, he was already smiling, dog. I ain't saying nothing to him. He was already smiling. He knew. As soon as he came in, I ain't saying nothing to him. I just said, how about them Cowboys? And he just laughed. Yeah, that's all you can do. So what's up with Dak Prescott? He like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. You feel me? I like when I'm like, what's up with Dak now? I told you Dak was good. I ain't never say he was. And they like, oh yeah, Dak doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I like it like that. Yeah, I remember when they said Wentz was better than Jared Goff. Y'all was some fools. Jared Goff was never better than no damn Dak Prescott. And but these are the experts though, y'all. These are the guys that are on TV telling everybody that these are the best players and quarterbacks and running backs and all that. And these are the people. These are the people that are telling everybody this stuff and be a whole bunch of lies. That's why I don't listen to none of them. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't saying I'm all that, but I don't listen to none of them guys because a lot of y'all be missing and y'all be getting paid all that money and people be listening to that stuff. That stuff crazy, dog. Ain't crazy. So with that being said, man, we're gonna head up out of here, man. We appreciate you. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Become a member as low as $1.99, man. We're getting these videos pop as soon as they drop. We're getting them videos. Go support them. Going to check might get that members meeting popping tonight about 9 p.m. Throw some in and outs. The Lunatic get with me so we can get some contests going again. Just gave my boy Texas Bread 83 a banging Cowboys 83, banging ass Micah Parsons throwback jersey. He need to be on the show just to show it. I need to just show him because that jersey was bad. My boy KNT got the 31 digs. Diggs want to switch up and go 7, but he had the 31 digs. You feel me? So we're gonna try to do some more context popping, more things going. So just make sure you tune in tomorrow with the final word. You know how we do. Good breakdowns, good stats going on. Keep supporting that page, man. Gonna keep on pumping out this good stuff, man. And see what I got some. Like I said, I got some things that I got in my head, but like I said, we're just taking this slowly, day by day. How are we going to do this? So, and more things are open for me, with the memberships with YouTube and things of that nature. More doors are opening for me, with that. So as the doors are opening and more possibilities are coming to me, then that's when I can, kind of push it out to you guys. So, um, let's just enjoy this ride, man, and let's just have a good time. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. We about to head on out of here. Really appreciate everybody, man. Let's how about them Cowboys? Let's keep this dub going, and I'll be talking to you soon, man. Big game, James. I'm out. Let's have a good time on this journey as we get ready to tackle these Broncos. Dak is supposed to be full go at practice. I'm going to be posting stats for these Broncos and getting to know the enemy. We'll get some video on them, video dropping on these Cowboys. Go out there and support it, man. And more things on the horizon. But Big Game James, I'm out. Salutes. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all for life. I'm out. Peace.